Hello students, today we are going to study a new lesson, and particularly I have selected the second chapter of political science, that is federalism. Without wasting time, let me start. Before starting the lesson, I am showing you one picture and just guess. You see here a road is divided over here. It's going right side, left hand side. But here you can follow in this way. Suppose if you are going in this way, you can go left hand side and right hand side. But I'm just thinking in the reverse. Suppose I am standing here, okay, and you are coming from this left hand direction to left side of mine, and right side of mine you are coming, and we are meeting here. So means the federalism also is of particularly two type, that in the coming slide I will be telling you. Now let's go to next slide. You see in this slide the two colors are here, and this is the North America, South America, Africa, and Europe and Asia is here, and the whole world can be divided. And this one I am doing for your activity so that you will understand. You can use the Google also, because I am sure that all the countries you do not remember, even I do not remember also. So here just the blue color indicates the unitary states, and this color also helps to identify the federal states. So here I have selected two colors to understand unitary states and federal states. You can see, for example, that this is your Canada, this is United States and Mexico. Particularly the 99% of North America is federal states, whereas you come to here also 80% African countries are united states, and even here also China also you can see eraser, that's united states, whereas India is a federal country, Pakistan is a federal country, you can see even the Sri Lanka also is a federal country. So in Asian subcontinent, India is a subcontinent that is a federal state. So I hope you got little idea. The next we are going to study, you see here the countries. They, just now I told you that Canada, United States, Mexico, and your Australia also is a federal country. Now we'll go. The next one is federalism. Now, without wasting time, we'll study about what is federalism. Okay, so you can see this definition is here. There are two or more levels of government is called federal system of federalism. Okay, if suppose is what is federalism, you can say that government is of two or more than two level of government is called federal system. Whereas let's come back to unitary system. In the unitary means uni means one. Okay, so there is only one level of government. One, the word one is coming from this unitary, the word itself. So a country where the system is ruled by a particular leader, a particular party, a particular king, or some military ruler, then that you can say unitary system. For example, we will take example of that China. China is a unitary system because only one party is ruling over there. Whereas you come to India, that federal system is we have, and we have central level, state level, and the local level government. So we have more than two level of government. And in the unitary system, you see central government is more powerful, because central government can pass, and the local government and the municipal and the provincial government means state government, they will be listening everything, the decision taken by the central government. There is no if and buts in the unitary system, they have to. In federal system it's not like this. The states, they can oppose, they can show their back, they can deny the decision taken by the central government to follow. You must be let's take the example of the India. When the GST was passed by the government, so many states they refused to accept it. Afterwards there was understanding between the center and the state, and all the states accepted. But in the very beginning, the states they expressed their concern. And the third point is that in the central government is very supreme in the unitary system. Central, whatever the central government is supreme means here, the decision taken by the central government is all in all. You can say that nobody can raise any question. The decision taken by the central government. Whereas state government and in federal system, the decision taken by the central government, the people can raise their voice. For example, now education policy the government has brought, and you see there is a lot of from many corner the people are opposing, and even some states also are opposing related to the Hindi language, Tamil language is there. So this is all about, I hope you understand the difference between the unitary system and federal system. In the unitary system, only one type of government you'll find in the one level, that is central level, whereas in federal level system you'll find two or more than level. In our coming slide you'll be understanding more. Here one example I have given, that India, you see different colors are here, and India is having now 28 states after Jammu Kashmir was reduced to union territories. Now Jammu Kashmir is not a state now, it has reduced to union territories. Ladakh is different and Jammu Kashmir, two union territory has been created. So 8 union territories are there. If you click here, you can see the site where explained nicely. Next slide we are going to discuss about is a world level federalism at world level. You can see this the map of taken United States map, and each color shows one state, and each state has their one flag, one identity. This is one of the feature of federalism, and United States is a federal state, federal country. Federal system is there. Here again let's come back. So here also you can do one activity. For example, you keep the center. In the center you maintain, because the central government we find in the New Delhi, and 28 states. Here I have taken only one: Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Bengal, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat. I have taken for example. You can make 28 stars, and that 28 stars indicates the 28 government, and they have their one identity as well as they have their one power tax system that I am going to show you. So here you see what is federalism. You can, this slide is the best answer to understand that two or more than two. For example, if central level government is one, state government is two, and local government is three. So it altogether three government is here, and so more than two is here. So this is called federalism. Now next one is objective of federalism. You know, now almost all countries, and particularly those who follow federalism, they take care of the safety, security of all the people of that country. So it helps to maintain unity of the country. Second thing, it also accommodates regional diversity. For example, let's take the example of India. In India, 28 states are there, and maximum states they speak their regional language. For example, if you go, let's start from south. In Tamil Nadu, they say Malayali language. Okay, in the Kerala also Malayali language. Come to Karnataka, that is Kannada language. In Maharashtra, Marathi is there. In Gujarat, Gujarati is there. In Haryana, Haryanvi is there. So you will find different languages there. And but the central government or the government accommodates all the languages. In the same way, food habit, dress habit, almost there are many things, different things are there, which all is respected by the central government. So regional diversity will be there in the federalism, and the central government accepts that diversity. So federalism is very important because it takes care of your safety, security, it takes care of the unity of the country, it also accommodates all the diversity, from language to festival, from dress habit, food habit. And so there is less chance of conflict in federalism, because every state has their one saying here. Next one here I have explained. You can see here the state has its, particularly federalism, state has its own administrative units with their one elected government, and the executive head is the governor here. Besides chief minister, you can see downside. The relationship with the central is federal. For example, we will take the example of Rajasthan and the center. The nature of the relationship between Rajasthan and center is federal. And who is the head of this state? The chief minister. And here you can see the chief minister is the real head of the state. And come to union territory, that is under the central government. Union territories are constituent units which are controlled and administered by the central government. The head is a president, but really controlled by the lieutenant governor, all the union territories. And recently, just now I mentioned you, but this is not applied to Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir, particularly administered by the administrators, which is appointed by the president. Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu Kashmir, these three is managed by the central government. Now this is the definition of the federalism. A federation has two levels of government. In my previous slide I have already shown to you, and enjoy their power independently. So these are the features you can write down here. Features. The first feature is that in federalism we find two or more than two level of government. Again I'm repeating, we find two or more than two level of government means here central government, state government and local government. And each government has their own jurisdiction. For example, in India, let's take the example of India. And in central level we find the Supreme Court, state level we find High Court, and in the district level we find District Court, at the village level we find Nyaya Panchayat, Village Panchayat. The next one is each government is guaranteed by the constitution, means the central government cannot dismiss the local government. They have their own independence. So this is guaranteed by the constitution, so they can feel safe and secure, or every government can feel safe and secure in this federalism. The next point is that if suppose the state government and the central government want to change some rules regulation, because the rules regulation were made in the 1950s, that is not applicable in 2020. Suppose if any state wants to change some law, then both center and state should get agree, and when both the state and center get agree, they can bring change in the constitution. So that's called is possible by the consent by both center and state. And the last one is called financial autonomy. Each state has to look after its own population, so that's why you must be knowing that now whenever you suppose you are buying a mobile, when you are buying mobile you are paying GST, and GST is when suppose you are paying that 800 as GST, then 400 goes to center, another 400 goes to your state. So that's called CGST and state GST. So state collects different types of taxes and other sources are there for the public welfare of the state. So these are the features. Now you can see I have written in the next slide. Whatever I explained in the previous slide, here I have explained in the points. The next one, types of federalism, and here in the next presentation I will be explaining you the types of federalism. For now, thank you.